Okay, this is question 11. It's one of the proofs that can end up on the exam where they just ask you to go through a proof. And I kind of don't like this, the idea of memorizing stuff, but there is a way to get the idea of it. So you don't really have to do that much memorizing if you get the idea of it. They ask you to prove the theorem that says that the angle DKF will equal the angle E up here, the tan chord theorem. They ask you to do that. And if you remember the idea of the construction even to get started, you draw in two radii here, DO and DF, so you construct that, OD and OF, and then let one of the angles right here, I let OFD be X. Well, that makes it makes ODF X as well, because of angles opposite the equal radii here. And then that makes this angle here at the center 180 minus 2x because of angles summing in the triangle DOF. Well, you're a long ways on the road to getting the finishing this proof just doing that, because now you know that OFK adds up to 90 degrees because its tangent is perpendicular to a radius. Well, if that's x, the angle out here, the angle that we want to get at, DFK, has to be 90 minus x then. Well, gee, this angle up here is 90 minus x, which is actually what we were supposed to prove, that DFK is equal. But why is it 90 minus x? Because the angle at the circumference is a half as big as the angle at the center. The angle at the center is 2 times the angle at the circumference. So I think it's kind of good to just see the proof, and you don't have to memorize every step. If you remember the construction and try and remember the idea of what's going on, then things work out.